Hey, how's it going? Hey, Anna, I just started. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm getting really good conversations. I get people get really, hey, Chris, I just started. Are you there? I've been having a pretty good time going live. I'm getting more used to the conversations. People get really triggered. People get really triggered. They purport to care about this healthcare and these kids and their positive outcome. You don't even have to push. You don't just below the surface. They want to say a slur. Just below the surface, they're going to yell at you, and it's very telling. It's very telling. Thanks for joining, everyone. I'm Gay Santa. I'm a 48-year-old liberal elder queer. I'm here to have some conversations. Hey, Biz, are you there? Thanks for joining. I appreciate the taps. I just started. I'd love to have some conversations. Um, go for it in the comments. If you'd like to have a conversation, you're welcome to. This is my background here. I'd like to have a conversation about how did it become a political issue? That banning gender affirming care to minors became something that people really cared about, something that was important to vote on when a fraction of a percent of kids are so sick that they get diagnosed with gender dysphoria, which is in the DSM. It's a mental illness. It's a mental. Hey, Chris. So, but the voters, they know more than the doctors, right? All of science, all of medicine is conspiring to hurt children and then turn them into lifelong medical patients. They believe that bullshit, and they care more than the parents, which is absurd. Um, and what I think is going on, and what I'm having these conversations to dig a little deeper. People are upset that parents are affirming their kids' gender in the first place. How dare they affirm that delusion? They're going to let their little boy grow their hair out and pick their clothes and toys, right? That's where it starts. That's where it starts to get them on that pipeline or some bullshit. So, what's going on is Americans feel like it's their place to legislate their morality and say that they know more than medical science and they care more about kids than parents, and it's bullshit. Never in America. In America that I lived in, have people cared about what the kids down the street, what health care they were getting, let alone if they were getting food on their shelf. The Republicans that purport to care about children are taking away food stamps, and children have always been the recipient of food stamps, a major recipient of food stamps. Guys, I'm Gay Santa, 48-year-old liberal elder queer. I'm here for conversations. Let's have some convos. Viz, thanks for helping. I hope I get a little traction. I had some okay conversations last night. I don't want to have any interaction with Lucho anymore. I want him blocked. I blocked him from that account last night. He followed me. I don't want to waste my time talking to the man though, and it's really weird. Hey, Rowan just joined. Hey, Rowan, it's always nice to see you. Thanks for the likes, Chris. I'm Gay Santa, 48-year-old liberal elder queer. Trump is the king. He says, "Let's go, buddy." Hey, I'm not rooting for the country to terrible things to happen to the country. Do you think I would do that? Do you think I'm rooting for kids to go hungry? Do you think I'm rooting for people to feel dangerous? I think that's what's going to happen. Already people feel dangerous. It's terrible, guys. I was angry. I was angry for a little while, and I'm not somebody that is an angry person that occupies an angry mindset. That's just not me. And I also was thinking negative things about the voting populace. Like, wow, over half the people voting. Like, it's disheartening. Thanks for the likes, guys. I'd love to have some combos. 1.5k likes. Hey, do a copy link, please, and thank you. Oh, we got a guest request. Let's see who it is. Hey, everyone. It's just 1v1 conversations. Hey, Trump is king. Trump is king is requesting to join. Um,
Hello.
hey, Trump is king. I need your age.
I'm
What should I call
22.
you? And
I'm 22.
you're you're 22. Want me to call you Trump?
You can. He is my king after all.
Well, hey. Uh, do you think that banning this healthcare is an important political issue?
Which healthcare?
The background here, gender affirming care for minors. It was turned into a major political issue.
Why
Republicans
do we
spent
need why do we need gender affirming anything for two genders? I don't
why do
get
we need
that.
gender affirming anything for two genders? Well, what's interesting is it's America, so I'm not telling you how to raise your kids, right? I'm not going to tell you how to If it was up to me, if I had my morals I could impose on people, I'd say no more going to church until your brain's fully developed, right?
Oh my.
No more teaching little infants that there's a guy watching them in the sky, constantly judging what they're doing, and you got to worship and pray to his son, who is also him, who had to die so you could. I would say that stuff, it messes up people's brains and it gives them a lack of critical thinking skills, which is why people voted for Trump. Uh,
Yeah. Well, why are we teaching kids in schools to be ashamed of themselves for being their gender and not being
That's, what's I no, Trump. I think that's a really great question
because
because
research
hey,
shows there's
hey, I'm an
teaching.
old hey, oh, excuse me, I'm trying to mute you. Hey, I'm an old man. I don't know if you could help mute a little bit too, Biz. I would be grateful for that. Yeah. So you said, why are we teaching kids to be ashamed of who they are? And I want to chime in on that because that resonated with me. I'm 48 years old, so I'm well over twice your age, Trump. And when I was growing up in the 80s, being a gay man was the worst thing anyone could be. It was demonized. They were the butt of every joke. They were depraved. The worst thing you could grow up to be, right? And here I had same sex attraction, and it messed me up in the head. Like I constantly was trying I constantly was denying that I had same sex attraction and telling myself how gross and how wrong it is. And so this idea that your school's trying to teach kids to be ashamed of themselves, that's what you're doing. You're trying to tell queer kids that they can't dress or act a certain way and that their parents aren't doing a good job raising them. When the truth is y'all straight people are doing terrible jobs raising your kids. You're
Talking
spending
about
your days on TikTok and letting the cell phone babysit your kid and bitching about what's on the cell phone. It's
I'm not
outrageous.
talking about straight or gay. I'm talking about trans.
Yeah, no, queer, when I said queer specifically, I was talking about gender nonconforming when I talked about
I
people
believe
representing
if
the
you
church.
are one gender and you refuse to believe you are that gender and you want to identify as the other gender, you are mentally ill. There is something wrong with you.
Well, no, I want to correct you. Um, the mental illness is a dysphoria. That's a distress
No,
based
it's called common
disorder.
sense. It's not dysphoria.
No, well, see, that's the thing. Hey, Trump. Hey, you know what? You get to raise your kids with your values. When we start saying, oh, this is wrong, right? That's so un-American. You think these kids that are going to psychiatrists and whose parents are letting them buy new wardrobes and get new haircuts, you think these kids are suffering when 20% of US kids are hungry? Do you care about, oh, you voted for Trump, you want to cut food stamps and WIC, women, infants and children. You want to cut those, right? Make America stronger or some bullshit. You don't
Yeah,
care
because
about
there's
kids.
like
You
more
don't
of
care
half
about.
of WIC participants don't need it at all. They just want free money.
Well, do you know what? Do you want to know the truth? Uh,
What's
what's
that?
what's the largest demographic to receive food stamps? What's the
What?
largest group? What's the largest group that receives food
As in
stamps?
race?
You tell me what group are you going to come up with?
It's well, it's probably going to say white people per capita because there's more white people than black people in the U.S.
Okay, well, actually, the largest demographic for food stamp recipients has always been children. And what your mentality is I don't care if those parents are substance addicted or they are uneducated or they don't have any money or a place to live. Those kids deserve to go hungry. This is America. That's how much you care about kids. But oh
Their
wait, let's
parents
take
are
away.
using it to buy drugs.
Well, and you know what? And you know what? You don't care about kids. You care about imposing your shitty morality on another family, and that's un-American. Trump, that's un-American. And you know what? You're 22 years old. I really hope that you're going. We're all learning about life, right? That's the great thing about everyone. I give people compassion because we're all learning about life. Um, anyways, guys, it was an interesting conversation. Uh, you can't buy drugs with Snap. Hey, Connie, the thing is they're always America's always demonized poor people. It has something to do with our culture and capitalism. In America, is you pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We don't care about poor people in America. We don't care about disenfranchised people and inequality and generational poverty. We hear about generational wealth. Yeah, so in America, it's your own fault for being poor, and that guy's right there. Hey, he doesn't care about those kids, right? Their parents are you, it's your parents' damn fault. So those kids don't deserve food on their shelves. That's an American mentality. But guess what? We care about kids. Let's get the 1 in 10,000 kids with the mental illness that he likes to cry. It's so ableist. Y'all being in our culture that we demonize mental illness so much when literally 20% of us have a mental illness, and I'm one of them. I'm as bipolar AF, right? And I got gay DD too. And I'm not just saying, oh, like the bipolar flex. I've literally taken medicine that induced extended manic psychotic episode followed by uh, a dark depression, like where you don't leave your bed for a year. So it really breaks my heart when people throw around delusional and mentally ill, because that's what they want to do. They want to invalidate. He was calling these kids mentally ill to invalidate them. He doesn't give a fuck about kids, and neither do Republicans. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm Gay Santa. That was fun. I might have to take a break and try again later. There's only 15 of us. This guy's named Clint. Do you like Bill Clinton? Kids think they're dragons. They don't need hormones, says Venus. Hey, Venus. Sounds like you're an expert on child psychology and medicine, everybody. W Venus for gracing us with your educated experience. Hey, for the 16 people here, let me show you some facts. Hey, I'm not going to pull out deep bullshit that you're not going to pay attention to. This is from the Mayo Clinic. Gender affirming care is medically necessary, safe health care backed by decades of research, supported by every major medical association. So 1.3 million US doctors think it's healthcare, but Venus says, they're dragons. They're sometimes dragons. They don't need psychological care. They could be dragons, for Christ's sakes. Guys, make it make sense. You lost the script. This is from the latest study. This is the latest and largest study. It's 10 years long. And this is specifically on teenagers receiving puberty blockers and HRT. There's a 4%, hey, ginormous, there's a 4% regret rate. And that's some sort of regret rate, because you can see the next number, 97% continue with gender affirming care. You guys, though, you don't care about the positive outcome. You're upset about parents affirming their kid's gender. You think affirm means something bad. This is the detransition rate. Very, very small, 0.4% actually detransition and remain detransition because they realized that they weren't trans, 0.4%. And then this is interesting here. This is from lawsuit.org. This is what's really going on. A lot of these men that say they care about kids, bullshit. American men never cared about their neighbors' kids. A lot of these men, this is what they care. They care about hating trans people, because Republicans are duplicitous people. They've always openly hated who they secretly lust after. This is from lawsuit.org. This map here is pinpointing the searches for the word femboy. You could also, there's a map for the T-slur. The conclusion is, with more than 4.7 million transgender adult media related searches each month on Google, Republicans represent those searching the most. Shocker, everybody. So yeah, they really care about these kids, and they care about trans people, and it's all bullshit. America, we're hyper focusing on a very misunderstood and hated and small community of people. And then of course we're going to hate the migrant workers that are doing the jobs that no white people would ever do. And I'm a white person, so I'm allowed to say that. I know how lazy and entitled white people are, and they're going to send away the people doing I live in an agricultural area. There were protests. People are scared shitless. Apparently, though, it was all bullshit. Like, he's not deporting people like he said he was. I don't know. God forbid, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Venus says, hey, Venus, here's the great thing. You're going to get your kids the medical care that you want to get them. I hope you can afford to get your kids' teeth cleaned, because most Americans can't, right? Don't you worry about those kids that are going to a psychiatrist and a medical team, and their parents are loving them. It's none of your fucking business, actually. You're not smarter than the doctors, and you don't care about the kids more than the parents. And if you can convince yourself of that, you're just lying. You're lying to yourself. It's a terrible thing. A person without conscience can lie to themselves. Excuse me. That's from a Lauryn Hill song. I love Lauryn Hill. Guys, thanks for being here. I had a good day. Santa had fun already today. I woke up. I had to do lab work. I'm an old guy. I get checked by the doctor. I had to do lab work. The lab opened at 7, so I got there at 7:15. And when I checked it said, "We'll be ready for you by 8." The machine said it. I'm like, WTF? But it just said that. So I did 5 little vials, and then I went to the gym. I had a nice workout. I did a half hour on the treadmill. I just did a bicep workout. And then I had more fun, and now I'm here. Thanks for being here, guys. Does somebody want to have a conversation with me? Here's another conversation I'd like to have. I don't know if there's any opposition. I haven't really been paying attention to the text, to the chat that much. I'm glad I have moderators, because people like to say disgusting things in my chat. I don't know what that's about. Here's a conversation I want to have Why do you blame gay men for kids at Pride? Um, like, I'm not happy when I see like pictures of little kids and it totally inappropriate situation. But y'all are making it out like gay men are planning on being inappropriate around children. Whatever happened to holding parents accountable for their kids? And like, yeah, if you don't want your kids to be there, don't bring your kids there. And there's definitely worse going on at a Lady Gaga concert, right? Y'all aren't protesting that. You're not saying, oh, those. Anyways, it's just such a double standard, and what it is homophobia, and y'all hate queer people, and this idea that kids are being indoctrinated. I don't even want to say the G word, the GR word, is so absurd and ridiculous to me. Like, what I want to know, like, what are you trying to say that like they're going to get tricked into living a life as a happy homosexual or trans person? Because that's the case. People that transition are very happy that they transition. People that are openly queer are having a pretty good life. It's all the straight men that come over to Santa's house, all the married straight men on Grinder that are bottoms that are doing the double life and voting Republican. That's what's going on. I was going to show you this. Um, it says 97% of trans people are happy with their decision to transition, right? Some form of regret, 3% some form of regret. Of that 3%, only 0.4% actually believe that there was like they weren't trans and they're not going to be trans. So, but you don't really care about the numbers, right? You're going to cry. You're going to cry. Like, here's the scenario that I don't get. Yeah, the source was underneath it, Bad Axe, right? Come up here and have a conversation. Here's the evidence, because here's the thing too. You'll be like, yeah, there was a source at the bottom here. That's a liberal source. That's um, yeah, every medical association. Hey, I agree, Clemson. Religion is evil. Quit indoctrinating kids into your blood sacrifice cult. Like, that's what's messing up Americans and kids is as they think that they're going to be judged for being a natural, loving, authentic person. Look at this background. Hey, this crucifix is available at Amazon. Isn't that a good one? Yeah, I agree. Religion's evil. Quit pushing kids, shoving it down your throats or whatever you like to say. Anyways, guys. Oh, Clemson. I feel flattered when people say hateful things to me. It makes me feel flattered. And the funny thing is too, like I'm a very likable person, and I'm not just being a arrogant person. I know that because I live my life, and people are always so nice to me, and I try to practice kindness. Hey, is it Andrea?
Andrea, but Andrea works.
Okay, well, Andrea, um, oh, I need to ask your age, please, for terms of service. I'm 48,
34.
34. Thanks for joining. Have you been listening to me yap, or did you just like scroll on by?
I was listening for a moment and reading some of the comments and was like, wow, we're really going to try and claim that the stats are faked. But, like, if the stats said the other thing, you wouldn't even question the source.
No, and that just what's funny is the let me show you this. This is from the largest study. Oh, I have another guest request. Let me see what it is real quick. Come on, buttons. I hate pressing buttons, guys. Um, I'm going to Andrea. I'm going to let this guest up, and if they're opposition, I like to do 1v1. But I want to show you this. Hey, new guest, I need you to hang out for just a second and mute, or I'll talk to you in just a second. This is from the largest study that was made. The results were made available last year, and 10 years. It's going to be a 20-year study on juveniles that received puberty blockers and HRT. 4% some sort of a regret. 97% continue accessing this care. Right, but the truth is, Andrea, they don't care about the kids having a good outcome. They very much think it's terrible that the kids are being affirmed in who they are. They don't like that concept, and they don't generally. Sometimes I can get them to say it. Sometimes they'll throw slurs around. Let me talk to the guest above you. I'm gonna let you drop real quick, Andrea. Thanks for checking in. Um,
All good.
hey, what do I call you, a new guest?
Um, Caesar.
Oh my goodness, Caesar, what year were you born?
I was born in 2000.
Guys, um, hey, Just Jules, why are Republicans saying that they know more than parents? Why do they say they care about kids when they really don't? Don't worry about me, Just Jules. I'm a 48-year-old single man. there's no reason for children to be around me. But you straight parents, what you do is you women make babies with a man, and then you take those babies and you bring them around other men that are not their fathers. That's very much a thing you do, and it devastates children. Because I have a lot of friends who are women who are very much victimized by their stepfathers and grown men that people bring into their house. Yeah, don't worry about us old queers. We don't want to be around kids. We never have been. Never have been. Guys, it's fun hanging out with you. Hey, Spooky, thanks for being here. I haven't had I had one good combo, but I've been in a good mood, so I've been yapping up a storm. I've been yapping up some, and the combo wasn't very good. Some 22-year-old saying Trump is God, just not listening, not listening. Hey, Biz Nasty, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing the live. Um, I think what's best for me is to like do short lives, especially because I don't want to press my luck. Um, so I probably am going to call it quits here pretty soon. Uh, hey, Just Jules, if you care about kids, why don't we not take the food stamps away from them? Do you know how few kids access this healthcare? Do you? If you care about kids, why are you letting kids go to churches that literally like teach them to hate people? Oh, because it's their religious right. Oh, did you know if in America, if you're a Jehovah's Witness and your kid needs a blood transfusion, simple blood transfusion, you let him pass away on the table because of your religious freedoms, right? But you care about those trans kids. I think what's going on, guys, is you're upset that they're affirming their kids, and the way you would do it is you'd beat it out of them. You'd beat that trans out of those kids. No way you would let them change their clothes or their pronouns. And you think those psychiatrists are conspiring with the parents to hurt the kids, when the truth is you're the ones that want to hurt kids. That's what really the truth is. It's disgusting. Thanks, Dinkelberg. Peaks. Peaks, I'm sorry, I'm an old queer person. Very much, very much were the parents in my generation abusive to feminine boys. Very much, very much. Dylan, I hope you're a safe person, because it's pretty disgusting that you're saying that about yourself in the comments. Hey, moderators, thanks for muting people. I appreciate it. And blocking, thanks for blocking it too. Block it, and drop it. Anyways, yeah, I'm in a great mood. And that's, what's nice about being in a great mood? The people that hate you, it pisses them off. It pisses them off that you're can't stand a twink. The twinks can't stand me. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's a good point, Spooky. Let's do a needless operation on infants, on infant males, the day after they're born. A painful, totally cosmetic circumcision, because we want their dad to look like it. Girls like it more. Some bullshit. Hey, Sloan, it's so nice to see you. I got a guest request. Let's see if it's opposition. Let's see who it is. This person's named Netherlock.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I am not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. I need to get your age first off. I'm 48.
I'm 26.
You're 26. Are you American?
No, I'm from the UK.
Okay. Well, I've spoken to some people from the UK before. I studied in London twice when I was a university student. That was a very, very long time ago. Yeah. So I don't know if you're aware, but in America, this gender affirming care for minors was turned into a major political issue. Over 500 bills legislating, getting rid of this care, making it difficult to access. Families had to move states to continue this care. Trump tried to put some bullshit order saying you have to be 19 years old to start this care. Do you think that legislating against this health care is an important political decision that people need to weigh in on?
I actually do, yes. I think there's a lot of, a lot of what I'm seeing, at least, come out of US media is a lot of detransitioners, unfortunately. That's going to happen regardless. I do understand that. And that's a very nuanced conversation to have.
No, but
At the same time,
I want to say I have to go back and forth, and I'll forget because I'm old. I'm elevated. So the detransition rate statistically is very, very small.
it is, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing though. Like, there's always going to be no medical care is ever going to be perfect.
Of course.
So this is the numbers that I found, and the sources on the bottom. Only 3% of trans people have some form of regret. 97% of trans people are happy with their decision to transition. Out of the 3% that have some form of regret, only a fraction of a percent um, are detransitioned because they weren't trans, and those are the ones that stayed detransitioned. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's terrible. I've had medical care that has totally devastated my life. I was prescribed antidepressant, and it made me crazy for months, messed up my life. I don't go around telling people, "Hey, you don't get antidepressants anymore." I don't know. I don't know how it is in England, but in America, it's very easy to take your child just to visit someone like a therapist, or just their normal doctor, and they get a prescription for Ritalin or Adderall, right? And so many of my friends were raised that way and resent their parents and resent the doctors. No one seems to legislate against that. Don't you think the detransitioners are going to grow up and they're going to take it up with their parents for dropping the ball and their doctors for not doing a good job? Or do you think because there's a 0.4%, a 4% regret rate, that they should just get rid of the healthcare?
I think that of course they're going to take it up with their parents and their healthcare professionals because they were misdiagnosed or mistreated. The reason I personally have an issue with minors getting gender affirming care, specifically when it comes to permanently removing or altering a part of your body, is because a lot of people. One of my best friends thought he was trans for about 4 years, and I would hate for him to have gone through that transition.
I want to tell you it's totally anecdotal, and I hear from people all the time. I was a tomboy, right?
I'm
I
not
was that.
making the point from that at all. But that I was just a sub
No,
note.
no,
This is just why
it's
I'm
just an
literally just saying
aside.
that I'm.
Yeah, well, it's just an aside, and the thing is your friend, if he would have been in front of a psychiatrist and a therapist for years, and having deep long conversations with his family, I assume he's already. Here's the thing, like, I don't think people are worried about the positive outcomes that happen from this care. I think people want to rein in and say, "Oh, it's wrong to affirm a kid's gender." Like, what the hell are they affirming delusion? I mean, the people say awful things to me on this live
Yeah,
about
and
this.
I agree, and I've been in this space, and that's completely fine. And I wouldn't agree with like the majority of right wing people who would make those statements. To be fair, because it's very ignorantly painting a brush of a lot of people and getting rid of a lot of care that is necessary to a lot of people's lives for them to just feel like themselves and to actually survive in this world. So I think I was just putting that as an aside, just to be like, well, this is where I'm coming from. This is why I think maybe we should have more of a nuanced conversation about these things. So I don't
Well,
think
I want you to know, like,
across the board.
oh, well, I want to say that as far as a nuanced conversation goes, in order to get this diagnosis, you have to be in front of a psychiatrist and therapist for a year minimum. You have to have
I'm
clinical
aware. I'm
distress.
aware.
You have
Can
to
I
have
finish
clinical
like a single
distress. I'm sorry, what was that?
Can I finish like a single point? I feel like I haven't gotten to say anything that I wanted to say at all.
Yeah, no, you're a British faggot. Don't want to talk to you guys. Hey, I got an age restriction, so I'm just going to take a break. Thanks for being here, everyone. Tap tap tap.